Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? I hope you guys are doing well. Really bad news. LeBron James, his son Bronny, apparently had a heart attack today. And the heart attack occurred, I guess, or maybe it was either, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but it was when he was practicing with USC. And in case you didn't know, Bronny James is a really talented basketball player, and he's going to play for the USC Trojans, or that's where he signed. Well, anyway, he had a heart attack. And as you can imagine, an 18-year-old having a heart attack is a very strange sort of thing. When I was 18, I didn't even think about stuff like that, and this was a big deal. And of course, there was a lot of instant conversation because a lot of people started talking about myocarditis, which is a heart issue that has occurred with a lot of young men who took that shot, if you know what I mean. Now, he probably got the shot. Now, here's the thing, though. I'm not going to use the V word, first of all, because they kind of ban channels that even use that word or say anything other than what Dr. Fauci or whoever tells us to say. But what's interesting to me is I don't understand why this is written off as a possibility by so many people. I'm not saying that this is why he had the heart attack. I had a friend, or the cardiac arrest. I had a friend named Daryl Van Meter when I was at University of Kentucky. This was long before the pandemic, and he had a heart attack on the basketball court and died at the age of 19. So it's not inconceivable. Give me a yes if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm in the airport. I'm about to get on an airplane to New York. But it's not inconceivable that it could have just happened. It could have just been bad luck. It could have just happened for no reason or whatever. But I really don't understand why there are so many people who are so quick to write off the other possibilities in terms of what happened here. This is not completely isolated. It's very rare, though. I did research on it. I looked into it. It's rare. It's not, likely to happen to your kid or anything like that. We got a 20-year-old who took that shot, and it hasn't happened to him. So, most people it's not going to happen to. But you can't write off that possibility because a lot of y'all saw Damar Hamlin for the Buffalo Bills. You saw what happened with Damar Hamlin. You saw him just fall out on the freaking field, right? And that, scared the shit out of everybody. The personal thing that happened with me, this was in my personal family. I had a relative who was 38 and healthy. He had to be rushed to the hospital. This happened to me. This happened in my family. So you can't give me enough propaganda to make me not notice what happened in my own family. And this is somebody that was not, controversial. This is not a person who is, out trying to, go against the grain or whatever. He went along with what everybody else was doing. He's like, oh yeah, I don't care. I'll just get the shot. And next thing you know, a few days later, he's up in the hospital with a heart issue. So the thing that I really want us to do is, I'm not here to tell anybody what to think about any of this. And I wish LeBron James and his family the best. I really do. But I really, really, really think that we should have open conversations about this topic. What bothers me is not so much whether or not people agree. What bothers me is how people are so quick to act like you can't have another perspective. That if a Harvard-educated doctor or a Stanford-educated doctor, I think the head of the cardiology unit or something at Baylor Medical School was labeled as pushing misinformation. And I'm sitting here saying, wait a minute, Baylor Medical School is one of the best medical schools in the country. Look it up. And he wasn't just a regular doctor. He was the top doctor at that medical school. And you're just writing off what he's saying like he didn't even say it. Dr. Peter McCullough, that's his name, Dr. Peter McCullough. So I'm not going to tell you guys what to do or what to think. I'm just going to say that in our personal opinion, my belief was that the benefits did not outweigh the risk in terms of making that decision for young people. I don't know any young people who died from the virus. I just don't. Most people I know under the age of 30 were fine. They could have gone through the whole pandemic without getting a single shot and been okay. Unless you're obese or whatever, you have these other issues, which means there's other issues that you should deal with as a black person, not just whether you get that shot. If you're already obese, already have high blood pressure, already incredibly unhealthy, Well, you got a lot of issues beyond the pandemic, and this idea that somehow everybody's rushing to make sure black people are taken care of. We just want to make sure black people are safe. You've never done that before. You've never ever once, at any point, ever expressed any concern about the health of black people. You've never once expressed any desire to make sure black people are healthy and safe. Because if you did, you would stop selling this horrible food. You would stop shooting black people, letting the cops shoot them at will. You would stop incarcerating them by the boatload. You would change a lot of your policies, but you don't. And you would pay your reparations, but you don't do any of that. But when it's convenient, financially convenient, now this is capitalism. My PhD's in finance. This is what that is. And some people make fun of me because I mention it a lot. Hell yeah, I'm gonna mention it a lot because I want you to know I'm not speaking out of the side of my butt. I'm talking from experience. Capitalism is an ugly beast. Capitalism was all over the place with this pandemic. These companies made $100 billion, and they probably made a good $10 billion off the black community alone by getting the government to force everybody to do the same thing. So I wish Bronny the best. I got to go get on this plane. I'm on New York. My New York trip is a personal trip with family, so I'm not doing any public appearances or anything like that. I'm going to go out of the country for a few days also, but I'll be checking back in. So God bless you guys. I'll see you soon. And remember, you do not have to agree with me. I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm simply asking you to be open-minded. Give me a yes if it's okay, if we're open-minded and have open-minded conversations. That's all I want. I do not want you to think that the goal here is to open up another form of tyranny. That's not the goal here. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Peace.